Tourette syndrome is often thought of as a modern-day phenomenon, but historical records show unusual movements and vocalizations that date back hundreds, if not thousands of years, to times when such behaviours were often interpreted through religion or superstition. One city connected to these early accounts is Speyer, Germany. Renowned for its Romanesque cathedral, Speyer was once an important city for the Holy Roman Empire. It was here that a book was first published, believed to contain the earliest recorded symptoms of Tourette syndrome. The Holy Roman Empire lasted for over 1,000 years, from 800 to 1806, and by the 1400s, the Inquisition was well underway across Europe. Conducted by the Catholic Church, the Inquisition had a mission to seek out undesirables such as heretics, devil worshippers and witches. In 1487, the book Malleus Maleficarum, also known as the Hammer of Witches, was published in Speyer by Catholic clergyman Heinrich Kramer. Kramer's book was dedicated to demonology and the fight against witchcraft. It was critiqued by some, notably theologians of the Inquisition at what is now the University of Cologne, for immoral and illegal practices against the accused. Despite this, the book would become highly influential in the persecution of witches. For centuries, it would be the witch hunter's Bible. Within the pages, we learn about the lives of those accused of witchcraft and the reasons for such accusations. The following is one very notable example. A local priest experiences strange urges. Feared to be possessed, the priest is asked whether or not he can control these strange behaviours. He responds, "I cannot help myself at all, for so he uses all my limbs and organs, my neck, my tongue, and my lungs, whenever he pleases, causing me to speak or cry out." The priest continues, "And I hear the words as if they were spoken by myself, but I am altogether unable to restrain them, and when I try to engage in prayer, he attacks me more violently, thrusting out my tongue." This is thought to be the first recorded description of someone with Tourette syndrome. His account describes behaviours that closely resemble tics, and while we can't be certain, it seems highly likely. The priest declaring that "I cannot help myself at all" and "I am altogether unable to restrain them" is very relatable. The involuntary nature of tics would result in the priest finding it very difficult or impossible to resist these tics. And when he says, "When I try to engage in prayer, he attacks me more violently," it is well understood that tics can intensify at times we would least like to have them. In the library, on a first date, or in this case, in church. At a time when religion had the community in a chokehold and neurological disorders were a sign of heresy, we can only spare a thought for the priest. A baby girl is born on the 22nd of August 1800. From the age of 7, she was known to have ticked and blasphemed throughout a long life before passing in her 80s. The lady's real identity was unknown for a very long time, known only as Marquise de Dompierre in medical journals documenting her case. Now we know who this person was. Ernestine had rather obscene behaviour. Her outbursts and choice of vocabulary would today be recognised as coprolalia. At the time, this was not so well understood nor accepted. She would be one of a number of patients studied in France in the 19th century, a period of increased awareness and research into neurological disorders. There was a growing interest in the condition, with French specialists taking interest. Jean-Marc Gaspard Itard is believed to have reported the first case of Tourette syndrome. Born in Provence, France on the 24th of April 1774, Itard worked his way up to head physician at the Royal Institution for Deaf Mutes, an English translation for the institution's name at the time. It was here that in 1825 he assessed a French noblewoman with behaviours obviously in stark contrast to the lady's background, intellect and refined manners. This lady was a 26-year-old Ernestine. Itard published the article the study of several involuntary functions of the apparatus of movement, gripping and voice, again translated into English for the sake of the video, describing 10 cases of people with similar symptoms, one of these being Ernestine. Jean-Martin Charcot, born the 29th of November 1825, became a neurologist working at Salpêtrière Hospital. He assessed patients with movement disorders. Although it is unclear whether Jean-Martin assessed Ernestine, it is believed the pair met socially, with Jean-Martin hearing some of Ernestine's more frequent vocal tics. In 1884, the year Ernestine passed away, Charcot assigned an intern to look into movement disorders, hoping to find a condition distinct from hysteria. This intern was Georges-Gilles de la Tourette, born the 30th of October 1857. Tourette published an account of 9 patients in 1885, all of which had involuntary movements. One of these accounts was of Ernestine. In honour of Tourette's work, Charcot named the condition Gilles de la Tourette's illness. Sadly, Tourette experienced a decline in health, notably from being shot by a patient, the death of his mentor Charcot, and also the death of his own son. He passed away on the 22nd of May 1904. Although there has been progress in understanding Tourette syndrome, many aspects of the condition remain a mystery. Even today, finding proper care can be challenging, even in developed countries. This may be due to Tourette not being seen as a research priority, the ongoing struggle with stereotypes and misinformation surrounding the condition. A study published in August 2022 revealed that as many as 1 in 50 children may have persistent tic disorder, including Tourette syndrome. The history of Tourette syndrome is a fascinating one, and while science continues to answer some of the questions, many more remain. There is no doubt that the history of Tourette syndrome is still being written.